Hi, I'm Tania O'Neill McGowan, and welcome to today's presentation, What is Kinesiology? I attended my first kinesiology workshop in 1996 and started working for a kinesiology college in the year 2000 in their administration side, as well as delivering their energetic sciences lectures. I then started working full-time for O'Neill Kinesiology College in 2005, once again in administration and some of the non-kinesiology class teaching, as well as our compliance. And then I started teaching kinesiology in 2012, and I owned and managed O'Neill Kinesiology College for 11 years. And then I also published Energetic Kinesiology, the textbook, which was released in December 2013. This lecture is covering chapter 1 of Energetic Kinesiology, which I was honoured to co-author with the leader in the kinesiology field, Dr. Charles Krebs. And so chapter 1, Understanding Kinesiology, is contained in this lecture, but I've added in a lot more information to make it more dynamic for all of you. So our elevator spiel for kinesiology. Kinesiology is a non-invasive natural therapy which uses gentle muscle monitoring to access the subconscious and release mental, emotional, physical, and biochemical blockages, promoting optimal health, happiness, and well-being. Kinesiology is a gentle, holistic therapy that is all about balance. It's not an accident that a session with a kinesiologist got called a kinesiology balance. So kinesiology uses the muscle's ability to provide biofeedback to help restore equilibrium to all your systems: physical, emotional, mental, and even spiritual. There are specific assessments that a kinesiologist does that can provide detailed information about your general wellness and to help you overcome challenges that you may be experiencing. It is really a very unique therapy, as it is your body which provides us with the information about what is out of balance and what does your body need to come back into balance. So ultimately, we're using muscle monitoring to gather information and return you to a state of wellness. Kinesiology very much weaves together Eastern wisdom with the current understanding in Western physiological healing sciences. So it's very unique in the way these two worlds have been integrated together. And it's founded on an energetic model which states that energy reflects physiology and that the energy also affects physiology. So we're working with the physiological systems of the body, but we're also working with the energy systems of a human's functioning. The model of health on which kinesiology is founded is the idea that our body-mind complex seeks an innate sense of balance, and that our body-mind is able to achieve balance. However, sometimes it needs assistance in this process. So the kinesiology is not the dispenser of healing knowledge to the client. Rather, they are the facilitator of the body's own wish to be healed and whole. So kinesiology supports your body in functioning at optimum, which leads to healing and high level of functioning. So the main tool we use in kinesiology is called muscle monitoring. So it uses the subconscious muscle response as a feedback tool. So through changes in that muscle's response, the client's own being, own body-mind complex actually directs the treatment process. So it's your body that is guiding the session. So a kinesiologist is like a detective, following the trail of clues that the body provides through this muscle response. So a client's muscle response directs us to the factors that have been involved in creating the problems that you're working on and the therapy that will be most effective in resolving these problems. Asking high quality questions together with muscle monitoring provides us with amazing information that can be truly life transforming. So how does this tool called muscle monitoring actually work? So all your physiological, emotional, and mental functioning is actually controlled by your central nervous system, or to simplify that, your brain. And since every muscle is controlled by the subconscious, any stress registered by the brain interferes with the neurological circuit controlling the muscle. So it causes a muscle response. So it's from these muscle responses that the kinesiologist can identify all the stresses involved in the client's issue. And it can also look at the stresses on a physical level, an emotional mental level, a mental level, a biochemical level, or a combination of these. For healing and growth to be deep, enduring, and meaningful to the client, all aspects of his or her being must be engaged. That's from Linda Hartley. So kinesiology provides access to one's whole being, the mind, the spirit, the emotions, and the physical body. In essence, all the realms of being that can impact our health. And as such, it is a truly remarkable healing tool. So clearing stress creates space for healing to occur. Disease results from unresolved stress in our physical, emotional, and/or mental systems. So all your physiological issues, or your psychological issues, or your life issues come from unresolved stresses that are going on in the background of your functioning. So muscle monitoring can identify the physiological components of the dysfunction, but it also provides us with a way to identify the emotions, the belief systems, the attitudes, all the things that are going on in your subconscious that you may or may not be aware of that are involved in this issue. Therefore, kinesiology clears conscious and subconscious stresses on all levels of functioning. And through resolving stresses, your being is actually able to heal itself. The only reason we become unwell, we're struggling, is because we have these stresses going on inside of us. And once that's resolved, you're actually able to come back to a new state of optimum functioning. So one of the amazing things about muscle monitoring is it actually makes these subconscious stresses observable on both the physical and the psycho-emotional levels. That is, when the muscle changes state, it's felt and observed by the person getting the session as well as the kinesiologist. So you can feel the muscle telling your story, both physically and psycho-emotionally. And that's profound because it's very empowering to the client that rather than somebody telling them what their problem is, it's actually their own being providing that information. And indeed, most of our physical, emotional, and mental processing actually occurs outside our consciousness. If we were aware of all the things that our brain is aware of, it'd actually be really hard to function in a high functioning way as we do most days of our lives. So actually our brain keeps most things outside our awareness. And that helps us to just focus on what's necessary in any given moment. And so most of the imbalances within our functioning remain largely unknown to our conscious awareness. And so kinesiology really provides us with a tool to bridge this gap between the conscious and the subconscious and makes subconscious stressors directly observable, not just to the kinesiologist, but to the client as well. So we really can gather really detailed information about all your body systems and psycho-emotional systems. So muscle monitoring provides us a way to work across lots of the functioning of the human being. So we can be delving into the hormonal system, like looking at stress through the adrenal glands, looking at sleep issues, which are moderated by our pineal gland, look at energy levels, which is moderated by our thyroid gland, all sorts of aspects. Huge amounts of our functioning are actually in that hormonal system. It can delve into digestive issues, your ability to digest effectively, your ability to absorb nutrients and then utilize them through your organs. If you've got allergies, leaky gut syndrome, huge amounts of issues in our modern society around digestion, and kinesiology can help us with a large majority of that. The immune system and getting that functioning at optimum. A lot of autoimmune issues that we can help people create more balance around, respiratory system, breathing issues, structural skeletal issues, your muscular system. I mean, a lot of people have musculoskeletal pains that we can help with, emotional issues and mental, spiritual issues that you might have going on. So the muscle monitoring helps us delve into that, which then means kinesiology can help with reducing stress levels, resolving pain, sporting injuries, improving your physical body's functioning. I've talked a little bit about that already. Improving your performance at school, work, and in sport. By helping the brain be more integrated, then you can actually perform at a higher level, heal emotional trauma, improve mood, develop healthy relationships, achieve goals in your life, and promote overall health and well-being. Kinesiology helps you access the inner knowing and find the power of positive choice in your life. Your current state of life is the result of all the choices you've made up to this point. So if from this day forward we were to make different choices, we would get different outcomes in our life. And so kinesiology is helping you to make choices from a place of health and empowerment. And then you will create more of that as you go forward. So being able to make different choices, so rather than making choices based on fear and stresses and worries that we have going on in our subconscious, you're actually able to make choices from a place of empowerment, which leads to your life gradually looking different and gradually looking the way you would really love it to look. So in a kinesiology session, it's very gentle. Everyone can benefit from kinesiology, from the unwell to the very fit. Kinesiology takes you from where you are now and gradually helps you become what you want to be, achieve the goals that you want to achieve. So some people do come to kinesiology because they've got a problem they can't resolve, they're in crisis. However, you don't actually need to be sick to benefit from kinesiology, because kinesiology can be clearing stresses that you're unaware you've already got that might be leading to you not being well. And so you can actually use it as a preventative process. In a session, the client lays on a massage table fully clothed, and then we use muscle monitoring to guide the session process. During a session, the kinesiologist will monitor muscles. They'll monitor an arm muscle the most, but they might monitor other muscles depending on what's needed for the issue that you're working on. They're going to touch points on your body, which are called acupoints. They provide us with information. They're going to stimulate reflex points. They're going to hold what are called emotional stress diffusion points. They might provide you with vibrational remedies. Lots of different things that we do throughout a session. And because every person is unique, every kinesiology session is utterly individual. It's a personal journey for both the practitioner and the client. It doesn't matter how long somebody has been seeing a kinesiologist, you will regularly be surprised at what is uncovered, what you learn about yourself, and how you can then go forward in your life, having let go of stresses that you were previously unaware of. Kinesiology creates the potential for meaningful change to occur. So a kinesiology session is a really safe place where clients can feel comfortable truly being themselves. Everything you say in a kinesiology session stays in that sacred bubble. A lot of people find themselves actually being able to let go and to let themselves be in a way they weren't able to out in the outside world. And then the kinesiology helps them to delve into that true self. It's a place where you can share your inner world to the level that you are ready to do so. So you can gradually feel that safety growing with your kinesiologist, and you might feel comfortable sharing more and more of your inner world. However, kinesiology works anyway. It's a place where you can give expression to inner thoughts and emotions that perhaps you're struggling with. You can work through suppressed materials. So there might be things that you're keeping inside that you're then able to bring up and let go in a really safe way in a kinesiology session. And it helps you discover deeper patterns that gave rise to your unhappiness or ill health in the first place. So kinesiology is very much a client-based therapy. It can't not be because we're working with the biofeedback from the client the whole way through sessions, informed by the practitioner's knowledge and skill. So each session is unique to the individual being treated rather than based upon a standard protocol. Two people could have the exact same issue, but have very different reasons for having it. For instance, one person might have chronic lower back pain because they are, say, a bricklayer, and they have a very physically demanding job and they've strained muscles physically doing their work. Another person might have chronic lower back pain and they just work in an office. They don't strain those muscles through anything they do in their life, but they've become painful for emotional stress reasons that we're carrying with us. That can lead to poor posture and things like that. So we could have very different reasons for having issues that look the same. And that's what's beautiful about kinesiology, is because it'll work with the individual to resolve the issue they've created for the reasons they've created it. A kinesiologist does not heal or fix their client. Rather, they participate with their client in a journey of exploration to discover the stresses involved. So it's a journey together where we explore what is it behind this issue that you're working on and what do you need to resolve it. Kinesiology unites the mind and the body, and the client is empowered with the responsibility for their own health. Kinesiology is going to help you make different choices in your daily life so that your body and mind heal and you're creating the life that you want to live. Kinesiology aims to help clients feel personally empowered, having discovered that they have answers within. Your being is providing all the information. One of the things that's really beautiful about kinesiology is the way that it marries the spiritual with the physical into a seamless therapeutic process. For some clients, kinesiology is actually an integral component of their journey in life, and it supports them in becoming more and more self-aware so that they are empowered to create the life they want to live. But then clients who want to focus on the physical, the spiritual aspect of life isn't something they're ready to embrace at this point in their life, and they can do that. You can just focus on the issue that is going on and focus on the emotions, the thoughts, the belief systems that may be going behind that, And then the actual spiritual healing, which I personally believe is always there in everything we do, will take place quietly in the background. So you don't have to actually be aware of that process or even believe in that process for the healing to actually take place. A kinesiologist meets each client exactly where they are, and then they will encourage you to go a bit further on your personal journey if you're ready for that. So the choices you make in your journey will be 100% in your hands. And the kinesiologist is just supporting you to go towards the goals that you want to achieve. The kinesiologist is a compassionate facilitator who clears stresses so that you can remain present to what is occurring in your life right now. When we have stress going on inside of us, we tend to ruminate on things from the past and worry about things that might happen in the future. And all of that takes us away from the present moment. So kinesiology helps clear those stresses so that you can be present and enjoying what's happening in your life right now. It supports people through this process of unfolding and becoming aware of ourselves. It helps clients discover their truth. So how you see life is unique to you, and that's okay. The kinesiologist isn't going to take you to a truth that doesn't fit for you. It's all about what is going on for you. And by discovering your truth, that is the quickest pathway to wholeness. And it encourages clients to look for answers within and supports people as they learn how to trust the deep wisdom of their own psyche and to stay open to its ever-loving story. Instead of seeing what's not working in our life as a result of the outside world that we have no control over, kinesiology brings it internal so that we can make different choices. Then it doesn't matter what the outside world is doing. Your choices are creating your life for you. So the way that our bodies work, in stressful situations, your brain reroutes information away from the conscious now time thinking part of your brain and sends it to your survival systems. You just react. This is an essential part of our functioning, and it's what your survival part of your brain is supposed to do to keep you alive. So it's doing its job the way it's supposed to do it. And so you react to survive. And in a properly integrated brain, once that stressful situation has passed, your brain goes back to normal functioning and your clear thinking returns and you're back on track. Sometimes, though, our brain gets stuck and continues to protect you even though the stressful situation is no longer around. So we're now in a non-stressful situation and we're overreacting. You may find that no matter how much you want to change your reaction to something, you just can't. Every time you're in a situation where that reaction gets triggered, you're having this stress reaction in a moment which is not appropriate for that type of reaction. Now, this is not just an emotional problem or issue, it's also a physiological one. So there's actually pathways in our brain that need to be reset. And so this physiological reaction we're having needs to be reset for us. And there are specific kinesiology techniques which allow us to then talk to the part of the brain on a deep physiological level and open up those pathways. And this is done in a really non-stressful and safe way that leaves the recipient feeling calm, in control of their lives again. And so we can, with kinesiology, help you reset the systems so that your brain isn't having these reactions in inappropriate places anymore, and you are able to actually react to life or respond to life the way you'd like to be responding to it. So let's summarize the benefits of kinesiology. Kinesiology balances and clears stress, and the side effect is that your life improves in many areas, not just the area that you're actually seeking treatment for. I remember a professional sports person who came into our clinic, and they were told they would be off the circuit for at least 6 months recovering from their injury. And then they had a series of kinesiology treatments, and they were actually back on the circuit in significantly less than 6 months. And she said, "Oh, look, I just feel so much better and happier in my life. Can I keep coming, even though I've resolved my injury?" And that's the thing about kinesiology, is you actually often feel improved contentment and joy in life. And so a lot of people find having regular sessions, say monthly, maybe slightly more than monthly, maybe slightly less than monthly, and coming regularly like that helps them maintain their health and harmony in all areas of their life. Some of the benefits experienced from regular kinesiology treatment include ongoing good health, a consistent positive outlook on life, coping with stressful situations more effectively, achieving goals faster, performing more effectively in all areas of your life, and thinking clearly in all situations, even stressful ones. The ultimate nature of each individual is essentially loving, wise, compassionate, and full of joy. Kinesiology assists each individual to release the inner resistances and stresses so that your ultimate nature can shine through and you can achieve happiness and vibrant health. Thank you so much for listening to today's presentation. I am doing a series of presentations to bring the textbook, Energetic Kinesiology, to life. And so please do find me on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, Energetic Kinesiology Textbook. Give this presentation a like to help promote it out to more people. You can find me on Facebook, my page, Tania O'Neill McGowan. Follow me along. And there will be some presentations that there is a small fee for to help fund this project. And so please do find me on Patreon and support my work. A number of the presentations are not just kinesiology specific, but actually of value to lots of different people in the energy medicine space. So please do share them far and wide. Thank you.